Thanks for joining this quick video to show you how the booking flow for the Classic Vacations white label provided by Mozio works. Here we are on the search page, and the idea is to enter a pickup location and a drop-off location to start with. For the pickup location, we're going to select an airport for what we can use either the airport's IATA code or the city name or the name of the actual airport. So if we want to book, for example, a ride for a customer who's arriving at JFK Airport, I can simply enter JFK and the drop-down list will show me options that match JFK. So we can see the first one is the airport. So we're going to select that one. And for the drop-off, I can use either the name of the hotel where my clients will be staying at, the hotel address, or the name of a landmark in case they need to be dropped off at a place where the address is not that important or where I don't remember off the top of my head the name of the address. Say, for example, I want them to be taken to Grand Central Station in New York. For this, we're going to enter the name of the hotel. I'm going to use the New York Palace. If my customers are arriving, say for example, near the middle of January, say January the 15th, and their flight is landing at 1 p.m., I'm going to enter those details here. If my traveler's traveling by themselves, I'm going to leave this as one passenger. And if they're traveling with somebody else, we may need to increase the number of passengers to match the amount of people that will be traveling. I can book this as a one-way trip, or I can toggle the round trip button if I want to add a return trip for them. And I need to simply edit the return date to match what my customer's return date will be. For the return, since it's a ride going to the airport, I'll always be asked to enter a pickup time instead of a flight landing time. So in this case, I'm going to specify uh, noon as a pickup time, and I'm going to run my search to see what options I have for rides from JFK to the New York Palace and going back to JFK. Once I've run my search, the website will start looking through the inventory and seeing what options are available for me to be able uh, to complete my reservation. I see that in New York we have sedans, we have private vans, SUVs, private buses, and limos. So out of all these options, I want to bear in mind that I have two customers traveling, and I want to think about how many pieces of luggage they have, what type of clients they are, what sort of experience they want to have when they arrive in New York. So, something that I usually take into account is the amount of luggage because I'm not a light packer myself. So, I'm going to assume that each of these passengers is bringing one piece of luggage plus maybe a carry-on. I want them to have sufficient time from the moment they land until they meet their driver. So I'm going to prioritize a provider that gives me sufficient waiting time included in the reservation. I'm going to also prioritize any provider that has a better score because that's important for me and because my customers are more of high-end customers who are not that worried about the budget. I'm going to choose a business class for their reservation. Um, Baby seats and child boosters are not necessary. I know what the price of this booking is. I know the approximate ride time because I can see it here. And I also know that it's free to cancel online. So I'm going to pick Starlight Limo New York and I'm going to click on book ride so that I can complete the reservation. Once more, I'm going to review my itinerary to ensure that everything I've entered is right. So I have this ride from JFK to the New York Palace and then from the New York Palace to JFK. Um, I remember here that I have two passengers traveling and they're allowed to bring 6 pieces of luggage, so they'll have plenty of time, plenty of room for any additional luggage they may be bringing. 60 minutes of free waiting time at the airport and 15 minutes of waiting time at their hotel. So this is all good to go. I'm going to enter the lead passenger's name so that the if and when the driver needs to get a hold of the passenger, they know how to address this person. And I'm going to enter the lead passenger's email address so that if Mozio needs to contact them and verify any of the information on their booking, they can easily do so without needing to go through me as the booking person for intermediary. In this case, we need to bear in mind that time is sometimes of the essence. So being able to reach the passenger directly is important. For the phone number, I'm also going to enter the passenger's phone number because this is the number the driver will use in case they cannot find the passenger, either at the airport or at the hotel. And they'll call this number expecting to speak to the person needing to be picked up. So if I enter a number that's not the passenger's phone number, we risk that if there's any urgency of any sort, the driver will not be able to reach the passenger who needs to be reached. Um, Additionally, Mozio may reach the passenger via SMS to confirm the booking, to provide booking details, and, if available, to give them details about the driver, such as their name, their contact phone number, the vehicle make and model, the license plate of the vehicle, so on and so forth. So it's important that we provide the mobile phone number to the lead passenger or to one of the passengers that will be traveling. On the special instructions field, I can enter any request that is necessary for the people traveling. Say, for example, they're bringing music equipment or ski equipment or a bike box, anything that's oversized and needs to be, the driver may need to be aware of, we can enter here. If the passenger lives in a gated community and a code is necessary to get into the community, into the through the main gate. We can specify it here. If the passenger has any specific sort of request, we want to add it here. Also, if we're requesting child seats, we want to specify the age and size of the child here so that the driver knows what child seat to bring. So that's also important. So for this specific case, we're not going to enter anything. So we're just going to move past this. Since the pickup is going to happen at an airport, I'm going to be asked for flight numbers. We need to bear in mind that flights are monitored for delays, particularly when the flight's coming into an airport. So for pickups at the airport, the driver will monitor the flight, and if there's a delay, they will adjust the pickup time according to that delay. So I can quickly browse through the database of flights by entering the airline code, right? So the two letters that signify the airline. And I selected a pickup time at 1:30, so the flights that will populate will be approximately 2 hours before 1:30 because that's typically when um, that's more coherent with the pickup time that I selected, right? Um, so I'm going to select this one for 1 p.m. 30 minutes should be sufficient for my passengers to get to their driver on their way to their hotel. So let's do the return. And I selected a pickup time at noon. So it's going to show me flights that depart approximately, um, 1 second, near noon. Here we go. So it's going to tell me that I'm going to arrive late if I select this pickup time, right? Because it's basically warning me that the pickup time I selected doesn't really make sense with my flight information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the pickup time for my return trip. We want to take into account that this ride takes approximately 40 minutes. To be on the safe side, I'm going to add 20 more minutes, right? I don't know about you, but I'm always a little worried whenever I need to get to the airport. So I'm going to say 1 hour to begin with, right? Furthermore, it's an international flight, so I need to be at the airport at least 3 hours before. So from 1:30, I'm going to count 4 hours less. So that means that I'm going to be asking that my customer is picked up at 9:30 in the morning. That will give the passengers sufficient time to get to the airport, do their check-in at the airline, uh, go through migrations and security if necessary, and be there in time. If there's traffic, if there's snow, they won't be late for their flight. This provider allows me to add child seats and boosters automatically by clicking a button. If I need to add a child seat or booster, I can do it here. And I can also enter a note on the special instructions field specifying the age and size of the child so that the child seat or booster that's brought to fulfill this ride is suitable. I'm going to enter credit card details here. And once I do so, I'll be able to confirm my booking. Uh, Once my booking is confirmed, I will be sent to the confirmation page, which will show me all the details necessary to find the the driver, all the information necessary about finding the driver uh, and how to cancel the booking or make changes to my booking if necessary. So as we can see here on the top of the screen, as you may have noticed, cancellations are possible up to 24 hours before the trip. So on that confirmation page, I'll be able to see that there will be a button saying it's possible to cancel. I just click on that button, confirm the reason why I want to cancel, and confirm the cancellation if I need to cancel the ride to or from the airport. Changes are also possible as long as they're processed with at least 24 hours advance notice. It's simple. I just click on change booking. It's a button that you'll find on that confirmation page and also on the confirmation email to the passenger. And when you click on the change booking button, you will be provided with the different steps and with the different fields that can be edited and updated. Once you've updated the fields, if there's an additional if there's a price difference that needs to be settled, you will be given a similar field to enter a payment method. If the price is lower now, you will be shown how much money will be refunded to the original payment method, and you process the change, and that is it. Um, Thank you for looking at this quick explanation of how to make a booking through the white label created by Mozio for Classic Vacations. Hope you will be booking soon.